They were practically half naked. And they were just strutting around. And the only thing I could see there was that this is how they see women. How can you, a young man, the only thing, you have a mother. Is that all you see in your mother? Is that all you see in your sister? What value then do you see women as? If the only thing you see women as is to just have naked, that means the only time you think about women, you're thinking about their bodies. Is that all we are? Because I'm a woman. Is that all we are? Is that what we have taught our children, our young men, that the first thing they should think about, or all that should their mind should be preoccupied with, is women as objects? Oh, you need to watch that video. There's nothing. They portrayed women as nothing else but objects. And it was objects of mockery. We need to come out and say, no, this is un-African. This is where we stand. No government, no people, whoever they are. We don't care how technologically advanced you are. When it comes to these issues, you cannot tell us what to do. You cannot change our traditions. You cannot change our culture. Because the day we Africans lose our culture, we've lost everything. What do we have? Tell me, what do we have? What do you think Africa has right now? Our culture and our population. And the world is after that population. In case you haven't noticed, they don't want you to procreate. They want Africa to reduce in population. Are you going to allow that? It's very simple. All you need to do is buy the Western ideology, and of course you're already there. When a man is marrying a man and a woman is marrying a woman, what do you expect? We are Africans. We know that you are male or you are female. There are not 2,000 genders out there. They're just two, male and female. Every other thing is confusion. Every other thing is confusion. And we also said the last time, is people who have been given over to a reprobate mind. Do you realize that transvestism, that is what cross-dressing is? It is actually a disorder. I not say the truth anymore. So people are like, oh, it's just a way of... No, it's not a way. It is not a way. We reject it. We refuse it. It is not a way. We as Africans, we know the truth. If the West has refused to accept the truth, we don't have to toe their line. From time immemorial, we have always known the truth. You are either male or you're female. There is no such thing as non-binary. There are developmental stages, there are developmental milestones for each age. And so when you now see an adult who tells you that, oh, actually I feel like, you have to tell him, pause. The way you feel does not change reality. Cross-dressing is a disorder. Cross-dressing, I repeat, is a disorder. Not because I said so, but because that is what even science proves, that is a disorder. And even without science, our culture already tells you. You have a son, he wants to be dressing like a girl. That's a disorder. At a certain age, it may not be a disorder. It may just be out of fascination. Children are completely innocent. It's what you put in that blank page that remains there. And that is why as parents you have to be very careful. What are you writing on the pages of your child's mind? What are you allowing to be written on the pages of your child's mind? Is your child getting all the right information? Because so many parents have, exposed their children to things unwittingly that they ordinarily wouldn't have if they knew better. Even dogs know it. Have you seen a dog coming back to tell you, I'm no longer male or I'm no longer female? Even goats. We see goats as foolish. Have you ever seen a goat coming to tell you or act like I'm no longer male or female? So why is it we who are supposed to be primates, who have a better understanding, who have higher brains, that are coming back to tell you that I feel? And everything is dependent on feelings. Feelings don't define anything. As you grow up, when you're a child, everything is feeling. You see, the child is throwing tantrums. The child is not happy. The child is trying to make everybody unhappy. But there's a certain age you get to that even as a parent, you begin to tell the child you should behave better. Because you know that you cannot, just because you feel like it doesn't mean that you should make every other person's life difficult. Why? It comes with what? Maturity. You don't tell that to a 2-year-old. You reprimand a 2-year-old. You try to correct a 2-year-old. You try to help a 2-year-old. You even try to, just pet him because you just want some little bit of freedom. But if an 8-year-old begins to act like that, you begin to look at him like, what's wrong with this child? By the time he's 12 and he's throwing tantrums, you are not comfortable as a mother anymore, because you know that at this age you should have already overcome those traits. If your children buy into this ideology, you won't have it, and you will not like what you will see in your old age. And that is why we're calling every parent, wherever you are, whoever you are, join the Parents Watch Network. Every Thursday we are here discussing these new things that are coming up, so we can band together as parents to fight it and say, no, we will not accept it. We don't want our kids learning about masturbation in schools. Hello, it's already in their textbooks, and we are saying we don't want it. You cannot bring masturbation into my children's textbooks. What is happening here? We don't want it. If that is what it means to teach children about sexuality, keep it to yourself. In my time, we had a lot of moral instructions. What happened to moral instructions? Did that stop the sexuality of Africans when Africans were not taught all these things? Please, these are issues that are causing a whole lot of problems in the West. Why are we sitting down and allowing them bring all of these things to us? Why? Where are we? Why are we so silent? Why are we so gullible? Why are we so complacent when it comes to these issues? Are we not supposed to be Africans, the black race? Are we not proud of who we are? Is the white man or the West going to define for us who we should be? And there's a lot of money going into this fight. So if you think that it's just mouths, it's not. There's a lot of money that have been pushed into the hands of the wrong people to push this agenda. After all, slavery never would have succeeded if some Africans did not collude with the white people. There are stages of development. Let every child grow at their own pace. Because the parents of those boys who were prancing around half naked, objectifying women, have they asked themselves, is this the son I raised? Is this all I was able to impact to my children? Or did I impact something, but when I sent them off to school, the school changed it? You must be able to identify where the problem is. And we are on this Parents Watch Network. We are saying a lot of our schools are changing our children to what we did not bargain for. But you are the one paying the school fees. So what are you as a parent going to do about it? Are you going to continue to watch them spoil your children? Are you going to continue to watch them give you a product that you did not ask for? I sent you a product, packaged this child, gave you this product. I expect that when you are bringing it back to me, it's more refined, it's better, stronger, in every ramification when it comes to education. Don't educate my children against my beliefs. I was reading a book and I realized that I was listening to a commentary also, and a mother was complaining that she saw her daughter and she was wondering whose child is this, because the girl now has pink and green hair. She's carrying one kind of style. Then the girl wears all black. So the mother was looking at her, and then she had to post a picture of this sweet little girl she sent to the university and the one that is coming back. The woman just she just couldn't believe it. She needed somebody to help her to understand what she was saying, and she had to scream. She had to shout like something has gone wrong. And we said, don't you know the institution you are sending your child to? You are sending your child to an institution that believes in so. We have to list out so many things, and you are wondering why your child is now having strange ideologies. Come on now. Sometimes the only thing we're thinking about is the certificate the child is going to bring out with. What about the human being, the individual that is going to come out, that product? What will you be proud of that product? Will you be proud of that product? So now here we are. the police says they are going to go after these boys. Okay, what are their parents going to do? Will you as a parent be proud when you get a phone call that, oh, please come to the police station, your son was caught cross-dressing? You are raising children in this generation. These things are happening. What is the way forward? How do we tackle this? How do we ensure that our children are not learning strange Western cultures, that even the West is fighting? Suicide rate has increased among those who have done gender reassignment surgery. So here you are. You felt that, oh, I'm a girl, but I feel like I'm a boy. And then eventually you got to the point where you went and did surgery to switch your gender. You got to that point, and instead of you to now receive that relief, that peace that you said you were missing, you realize that you are even more miserable. Many of them are coming out to say how miserable they are. But at that point, when you have done that gender reassignment surgery, there is no going back. It's irreversible. And then another thing that our youths need to know, we need to scream it, is that by the time you start taking those hormonal drugs, you are going to be on it for life. There is no day that you are going to stop it. You have to continue. So you are going to be a drug junkie. You are going to be a medication junkie. You cannot afford to stop taking those drugs. The day you stop taking those drugs, things will begin to reverse. That deep voice, because you were a girl and you tried to be a boy, that deep voice will start going back. And guess what? It never actually gets back to how it's supposed to be. So you are neither here nor there. Is that the life you want to live? They are not telling these children the truth. And we who know the truth are keeping quiet. Have you not heard? You who keeps quiet in the face of evil, the same sin that those people who are perpetrating the evil get, the same sin is what you are also doing. And guess what? The same punishment. You are aiding and abetting. Is that not what the law says? You who watch, you knew that this is evil, but you watch them do the evil and pretended like it does not concern you. You are aiding and abetting, and therefore you are guilty of the same crime. Oh, are we so afraid of censorship that, oh, we are not able to come out and say the truth? Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Jesus is the truth. If you are a Christian, you cannot speak the truth, then the truth is not in you. Then the truth is not in you. You stand and you speak. When Jesus went to the temple, he did not say, God, look at this thing these people are doing. Come and fight for yourself. Oh. That is an ideology from the pits of hell. If you are a Christian, you must be able to stand and speak the truth at all times. After all, you have the Holy Spirit. And that is the spirit of truth. Here on Parents Watch Network, we speak the truth. No matter whose ox is God, we speak the truth. And the spirit of truth will prevail. The Bible says that when you know the truth, what will happen? The truth will set you free. And so we are not afraid to speak the truth. The truth of the matter is, this is an ideology from the pit of hell. And if you as a Christian keep quiet, you are aiding and abating the enemy in the evil that they are perpetrating. And remember, go and read, I think it's Isaiah 5:20. Those who keep quiet, who see evil and call it good, those who see good and call it evil, those who see darkness and call it light, and those who see light and call it darkness. You are aiding and abetting. You are supporting evil. Speak out. Join the movement. Call other parents. Let us move en masse. And let us tell this government that we are the people. We decide our own fate. We decide what we want. After all, it is democracy. Democracy says it is the government of the people, for the people, by the people. Democracy is a government of the majority. Then the majority must come out and speak. The majority must come out and speak and insist on the government following that democratic act. which says it is the government of the majority. And the majority rejects this Western ideology that is trying to force our children to become what they are not. That is trying to force Western ideologies into them. We say, and so if you are sitting down there quietly and acting like it does not concern me, please, we have passed that level. It has concerned you since you just didn't know it. It concerns you, you just didn't know it. But today, I pray that you will know it, that there is a lot of evil happening right here in our country, and we need to fight it. We can no longer pretend like we don't know that these things are going on. I told about a book that my 6-year-old took and was reading. It's all about how a father was sleeping with his daughter. I don't understand. What has my 6-year-old got to do with that kind of book? You didn't see tortoise stories to tell him. You didn't see books about tables and different kinds of things to tell him. It's how a father was sleeping with his daughter and impregnated her and started doing abortions for his daughter. Excuse me. There's certain things that as a parent you should hear and scream. Not keep quiet and pretend that, oh, you're posh. This is not the time for that. Take those things out of our children's textbooks. Take these things out of our children's textbooks. It's foreign to us. We don't accept it. We don't want it. And what we want is what you should give us. It is our choice. We are the people. We are the ones who decide. But this can only happen when parents band together and speak with one voice. A lot of civil society organizations have been working to ensure that things are removed from our textbooks that are not good for our children. But guess what? It's not working. It's not as effective as it should be. Why? Because the parents are keeping quiet. In America and other societies, you have parental control. Do we have in Nigeria? Have you heard of any? Who are those enforcing it? You cannot give up your rights as a parent and expect things to be different. We want parental control in Nigeria over the things that are in the textbook, over the things that our children are able to access digitally. Have you seen some of the cartoons lately? Those cartoons are from the pit of hell. Those cartoons are from the pit of hell. And what are you going to do about it? Stop your children from watching it. What about when they go to your neighbor's house? What about when they go for slumber parties? What happens? And so today, when I think about these DELSU children, these students, final year students who went about half naked, they don't even know what they're involved in. I don't think many of them have ever heard of the word transvestism. They've never heard of it. They don't even know it's a disorder. So imagine you coming to dedicate a whole day to a disorder, to display a disorder, and yet they do not know. So we know that there's a problem already with that standard of education. An education that is not teaching them to think globally. And then these are the people who are bringing into the society. They are final year students. They are celebrating their final activities to leave school. That's what they are celebrating. And they don't even know what transvestism is. They have no idea that this is a global issue that is very controversial, very thorny, and that they should not be seen portraying this. They are so blinded. That's because the quality of education that we are giving our children in Nigeria, oh Lord, it falls way below standard. And so we should ask, where is the vice chancellor of that school? Where is the vice chancellor of that school? And the parents of those children, they're not children in short, they're adults. The parents of those people, what have they done? Have they asked questions? Or they just say, what is that? What is children of nowadays? Because that is what we always do. Children of nowadays. Children of what? These are not children, these are adults. Look at the quality of adults you have brought out. Have you done your job as a parent? Have you done a good job? Are you proud of the product that you have brought out? Answer those questions.